Hey, it's Cliff, and I received my Songbird Airdrop, so I'm going to let you guys know what my strategy is for that, hopefully to earn some passive income on that. But first, I want to bring up what is going on with a lot of these lending platforms. So I got a tweet from Blockfi right here, and it says Blockfi enters landmark resolution with federal and state regulators providing clarity on pathway for crypto interest security. So I saw that, and I immediately piqued my interest, so I went over to sec.gov and pulled up the article, and it states that the Securities and Exchange Commission today charged Blockfi Lending LLC with failing to register the offers and sales of its crypto lending product. In this first of its kind action, the SEC also charged Blockfi with violating the registrations provision of the Investment Company Act of 1940. Okay, kind of saw this coming. What are the charges? It says to settle the SEC's charges, Blockfi agreed to pay a $50 million penalty, seize its unregistered offers and sales of the lending product, Blockfi interest accounts, and attempt to bring its business within the provisions of the Investment Company Act within 60 days. Okay, so Blockfi pretty much got screwed over. It also states towards the bottom, Blockfi agreed to pay an additional $50 million in fines to 32 states to settle similar charges. So they are getting hammered with fines right now. They're paying a total of $100 million just to try and come into compliance to continue their lending product. Now, one thing I did read that under this investigation, they did find that BlockFi's loans were not backed one for one like they were saying all along. When it came to their bigger players that they felt could handle more of a risk, they didn't back those loans. They were under collateralized, something that they were kind of not being honest about, but that's just how it rolled. So what does this mean if you're using Blockfi? Basically, they have an article here, and the too long didn't read of it is if you are on Blockfi, the crypto that you have on Blockfi will still generate interest. Now, if you transfer crypto in, that's not going to generate interest at all. If you take the crypto that is already on the exchange and transfer it out, bring it back in, it's going to be like it's new crypto. So you do not get any interest on that. And also, if you're a US citizen and you're trying to register for an account on Blockfi, you will not gain any interest. So I'm not a big fan of Blockfi anyway, but why do I bring this up? Because it's bringing fear to the market. So as you can see here, I have Reddit, and this is Nexo. So they're immediately following suit. They're basically doing the same thing to kind of protect themselves from these fines and hope that the Securities Exchange Commission doesn't go after them. So it's going to create a ripple effect through our markets and all of these lending platforms. And I'm just kind of curious to see what happens, because at this point, most people believe that Celsius will be next, but from everything that's came from the CEO is they have a really good legal team. So I'm kind of interested to see like what could come of that. And they also seem like the kind of people that would want to push back a little bit. So it's interesting, but that's not what this video is about. So let's get into Songbird, which is what most people probably came here for. So as you can see, most of these exchanges, Kraken is starting to release the Songbird, and Celsius has done that as well. So I think about a week ago, I got my Songbird, and right now, if your Songbird is on Celsius, you can receive 5.5% interest, which is pretty good. It's not amazing or anything. I'll take 5% on, some free money and generate free money on my free money. Can't complain there. But I think what most people are doing when it comes to Songbird is they are actually delegating it out. And so there's different methods that you can use. You can put it on a MetaMask wallet, which personally I don't recommend. I see a lot of sketchy stuff going on when it comes to MetaMask, so I don't think I would go that route. There's this Bifrost wallet that I'm looking into, which seems like probably your best option. There's a Decent wallet, which I'm not really crazy about. And there's Ledger, which I love Ledger, but you have to come up with a bridge with MetaMask to use Ledger. So it's kind of defeats the purpose for me. So what I've been looking into is this Bifrost wallet. And I think if there is a need for me to do a tutorial on how to use the Bifrost wallet, I'll definitely up to doing that. Now, a lot of people, or I was reading a lot of things where people were saying, I'm getting 30% interest on my Songbird. And, you know, I was definitely piqued my interest there as well. But as I can see now, these are the oracles that you can contribute or delegate is what they're calling it to, or delegate your Songbird. So here's all the different ones. And what I've done is I've sorted it by highest reward rate. And this is based off of a 7-day period. They call that an epoch. And I guess once the epoch is finished, that's when they give you your rewards. So looking at this, it's about 0.25, which would give you roughly around 13%. But what I've seen is these rates fluctuate quite a bit. So I have seen in the past where it has been 30%, you know, and I'm all for trying to get a 30% gain. And these rates definitely beat out any lending platform. So I think this is probably the way to go. So right now, just to kind of summarize what I'm doing here, I'm going to keep it on Celsius for a while, which gives me the 5.5% until I can do a little bit more research into delegating and kind of a little bit more in the DeFi space. And if you guys would want to see a video on how to delegate your Songbird, now that a lot of people are just now getting their Songbird, I'd definitely be down to do that. But this delegation is definitely the way to go. That's where you're going to make double the amount of money on Celsius, if not more. If we can get into 30%, then this is definitely worth it. So yeah, I'm going to do some research on this and kind of just figure out what I want to do, which oracles I want to contribute to. I like the idea of keeping it a little bit decentralized, so I don't necessarily want to go after the highest interest one, but at the same time, of course, I want to make money. So it's kind of a toss-up. But yeah, if you guys have experience with delegating Songbird, I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say about it down below in the comments, and just let me know what you think.